Hey there, and I'm getting ready to record on the cloud. So welcome everyone. I'm so glad you're here to join me. And this is a class. If you're wanting to enjoy optimal health, if you're looking for a way to address your health challenges without a lot of toxic things, without a lot of side effects, this is going to be the class for you. I'm going to be sharing why so many of us have turned to Young Living essential oils to help us with our wellness journey. And I'm so excited to spend this time with you this afternoon. Okay. Um, I'd like to be able to answer a lot of the questions that you may have about your wellness journey and how to use these oils. Some of you may be hearing about the essential oils for the first time. Some of you may have a few of them and you haven't really used them or know how to use them. Many of you may have done your own research, whereas some of you just kind of heard a lot of people and you're like, what is this really all about? So today, I really do want to discuss what we have as kind of a little premium starter kit, because I believe it's the simplest way, most cost-effective way for you to get moving on your health journey and to enjoy vibrant health. Some of you, as I mentioned before, may already have some of these oils and you haven't known how to use them very much. Other of you may have used them, but we're going to be talking about some different ways to really maximize their use and the power that they are for helping you with your wellness. I think you're going to be amazed at a lot of things that we have to share with you today. Dr. Nozella here. I'm a doctor of education. I'm very passionate about helping people have the education and the resources that they need so they can have vibrant health. In my years of experience as a researcher, as a professor, as a director of a university extension program, and as a nutrition educator, author, and community advocate, I have learned professionally and personally why it's so important for us to take charge of our health. Over 40 years ago, when I was having some major health issues, a doctor warned me that if I didn't make lifestyle changes, I'd have diabetes and heart disease by my 30s. And this was something that ran in my family. I thought it was just something I couldn't avoid. Okay. But what I learned over the years is part of what I'm going to be sharing with you today. And I took him up on what he said, and I began to study ways to make those lifestyle changes. And I'm happy to say, by the grace of God, I don't have diabetes or heart disease today. Okay, so there are some things we can do. Yes, there's some environmental things we can't control. There's some systemic things that we can't control, but there are some things that we can do today. And I just want to share with you some of the things that I have found, and many have found, that are pretty easy for you to do. Essential oils are a real huge part of my everyday routine, from my health to cleaning to my emotions to my skincare. They have some of the really incredible health benefits. In fact, they have multiple ones. You're going to see how versatile they are. They make my space very welcoming and inviting. I have tools that I have for all the health challenges that I have had. And I've been able to replace many of the conventional cleaning options. We've talked about that in other classes. And I've been able to save so much money in the process. And what you can have can come right to your doorstep. So I just really want to share with you some of my daily use of some of the products that I use. And I want to help you feel better, okay? I want you to know that there are things you can do for your emotions, things you can do for your sleep. These tools are right here, and they are a game changer for many of us. I don't believe there's a person around that really couldn't have benefited from this. And as I said before, you're not going to be causing problems to your health. You're not going to be sabotaging your health. In fact, you're going to be helping your health all along the way. So I've got a lot to share with you. I want to tell you up front, if you register for the class, you'll get the handouts. I've got 2 handouts that I'll send with a lot of the things that we'll be talking about today. If you have some paper to take notes, you'll want to do that as well for yourself personally. Before we get started, of course, I do want to give this disclaimer. I'm not here to replace the advice of your healthcare provider. This is intended for educational purposes only. I really strongly recommend that you find a healthcare provider that's aligned with your values and your beliefs regarding your health. but I've got a lot to share with you today. And I think that what I'm going to share is going to make you more informed and feel better about your health and how you can take charge of it. So let's get started with how you can begin by creating an environment of health. I know it may seem like it's just overwhelming, okay, but let me assure you that it's achievable with just a few very simple steps. While we can't just, grab some quote natural products from the store, okay, these products that we're talking about today, you can just go to the shelf, but you can get them online in a cart, and they're so easy. They come right to your door. And I'll share about all that at the end. But I want you to remember your choices matter, okay? Don't get overwhelmed. A little baby step at a time, and you can begin to make a huge difference in your health, okay? One decision, one switch, one opportunity for your body to breathe a little deeper and cleaner always adds up to a snowball of hope for you, okay? A little sober reminder that just because we assume something is safe, that is tested and on our shelves for purchase, doesn't necessarily make it so. Even if the attention-grabbing labels have the most recent health buzzwords. I mean, this is something that I studied at school. It's very disturbing. The TSCA of 1976, that's a Toxic Substance Control Act, in 1976, and this is when I was in school, it grandfathered in approximately 65 to 100,000 chemicals that are currently on the market today, okay? And they haven't had any safety testing. We don't know that much about them. Other chemicals that have been tested, toxic labeling is only required for about 50% of them. And that means that an animal, when they test it, 50% of those animals have to die before they consider that the chemical is toxic, okay? So under the TSCA, manufacturers are protected by trade secret laws that allow them to keep their ingredient list a secret. And sometimes it's really just so that other competitors don't take their formulas and things like that. But sometimes there's some things they really don't want you to know. So it's really important that you have a company that you can trust and that you have a way of finding out what's in the products that you're using. Today, we know that the European Union has banned at least 1,300 chemicals in cosmetics, whereas our FDA in the US has banned only 11, okay? And I'm just really not comfortable with using something that's caused almost half of the animals tested to die, and it's still unknown for people. I'm also pretty uncomfortable with all the lack of disclosure in ingredients, especially when it comes to fragrances. I am so grateful we know that every single fragrance in the products that we're using are pure essential oils, and I spent a lot of years finding out about that. I've tried a lot of different oils, and I have been very much disappointed. Some things have really hurt me more. So this is why right now, I want to encourage you to take it upon yourself to be an educated consumer, okay? Learn to read labels, learn to understand what's going on in your body. You know your body, okay? Learn how to protect your family and those that you are caring for, and take responsibility for yourselves to understand and know exactly what's going on. And that's what I kind of want to help you do today as we get started. So let's start out with what is a fragrance, okay? You know how a scent of a candle or the laundry detergent can linger for days after it's been used, okay? Actually, that's not a good thing, okay? The reason for really strong smells, okay, in chemicals and things that we smell often is because of a chemical known as a phthalate. Now that's spelled Phthalate, because I want you to be able to look for that, okay? But a phthalate can wreak havoc on your hormones. It also is a correlation between phthalates and a higher incidence of food and environmental allergens, okay? So if you have problems with that, this is something to think about. These synthetic chemical fragrances are found in all store-bought personal care products. It's in perfumes, they're in wall plugs, they're in air fresheners, they're in cleaners, they're in laundry supplies, especially in dryer sheets And they're even in many of the quote fragrance-free things that we're buying. Okay, one reason a company might list a fragrance versus telling you the individual ingredients is because, as I mentioned earlier, they're trying to protect the proprietary information when another company might come along and copy their product. Okay, and that's okay. But unless we know the company well, unless we've seen their values in action, it's really hard to know if the word fragrance that's on something hides a secret blend or whether it's hiding a toxic cocktail. As the world leader in essential oils, Young Living utilizes refreshing scents of pure essential oils instead of fragrance. So when you see that word, you know exactly what you're breathing. Ditching fragrance can make a huge impact on your health, even if you aren't one who struggles with respiratory issues, headaches, skin irritations, or other common fragrance-induced problems. Chemicals like phthalates can worsen other conditions like eczema, asthma. It can disrupt the hormonal balance in our bodies. There have been recent studies that have shown that testosterone levels are on the decline, and chemicals like phthalates are the culprit. There are so many things that we use daily, so making simple swap outs can make a really huge impact in your health. Now, hang in there with me. I know I'm a little nerdy. I promise you I won't do a lot of this, but I do think it's important that you understand a little bit about the science, okay? Essential oils are truly fascinating, okay? They are a way to harness the incredible power of nature. Essential oils are the aromatic compounds. They're naturally found in shrubs or flowers or roots or leaves or stems or other parts of plants. So, now's the time we're starting to smell the spring and things are starting to grow. The power of an essential oil lies in its individual constituents and the synergy between those constituents and the individual compounds and pieces of the plant's innate systems. So, some examples of aromatic constituents of essential oils include things like terpenes, monoterpenes, and phenols. But these are just chemistry words to describe the physical structure of each constituent. What's important here is that essential oils have a predominantly ring-like structure, and it's kind of a lipid soluble. Okay. I'm not going to get too techie, I promise, but this is so important because it allows the essential oils to penetrate into the cell membranes and travel easily through your blood and the tissues. Each cell in the body is surrounded by a lipid membrane, which is good because we don't want to allow everything to go inside the cell. However, it can be difficult to reach problem areas, and a lot of money goes towards creating solutions for this. But oils are a perfect design. They're small, they're ring structured, and they're lipid soluble. There's a lot of other chemicals in the products that you're using that also go into the bloodstream. And it was my doctor's pediatrician that warned me of this when my baby was young and I was putting lotion on her hair. And he was like, "Mother, you need to understand everything that go on baby head go into her brain." That was a wake-up call for me. And so you want to be very careful what you're putting on. And one thing is about the essential oils, they are plant-based, so they are working with your body, not against your body. Okay, studies over the last decades have found that like rosemary may enhance alertness. It may combat candida. Orange and lemon tend to demonstrate tumor suppressing effects, and thyme can wash bacteria from produce, okay? Studies like this are so plentiful if you really want to do the research in PubMed, okay? There's also the smell emotion connection that you want to think about. This connection really starts with your limbic system, and it's often referred to as your emotional brain. This portion of the brain contains the hippocampus, the amygdala, the hypothalamus, the thymus, and it handles emotional response. It handles anger, fear, libido, hormonal function, behavior, motivation, your long and term short memory. It handles your sleep patterns, your reproduction, so many more, just your sense of smell. And because our emotions can affect so many things in our life, it's important that you're using this in a very positive way. When you breathe in an essential oil, molecules enter that limbic system and elicit an emotional response. The exact details of how smells impact emotions, it's kind of difficult to define, but we do know that smell absolutely does elicit that emotional response. The best part, okay, we can all take advantage of this, okay? And we can all kind of put together a toolbox of natural solutions that are going to meet all of our needs. And there's so much more on this science. I can't go into a lot of it today, but let's just, I just want to tell you why, before we get into some of the specifics, why I really have chosen Young Living. When it comes to bringing products into our home, we want to know that we have a company we can trust. As I told you, they don't have to tell us everything that they're putting into things. We want a company, I want a company that has my best interests in mind. I want a company that's on top of the new research. I want a company that's doing the research. I want a company that cares about people and cares about planets first, okay? I want the peace of mind knowing that I'm getting the best possible options, especially when it comes to farming, to harvesting and distilling the plants. How all of that matters in the product that we get. And Young Living is a company that's dedicated to purity and to purpose. In a world of bottom lines and investor-driven quotas, it's a family-owned, farm-driven group of people simply wanting to create the very best sustainable oils and products for people like you. They care about you. Products that will bring you thriving physical, mental, and emotional health. Products that will be convenient and easy for you to put into your busy schedules, okay? Products backed by proven science and experiential evidence that will never sacrifice quality for any reason. And I really appreciate that about them. And so they use what's called seed to seal. You'll hear that a lot. It's their commitment to ensure that every pure essential oil that you get, okay, you're going to get all the benefits from that oil, okay? They believe in the science. They believe in how it's sourced from the very seed. They don't use any pesticides. They have their own farms, and they partner with corporate other farms they partner with, but they make sure they fit these standards. And if a farm doesn't fit their standards, they don't use their oil. So I like that. And you can visit their farms, which is really, really amazing. So you can see how amazing, how labor intensive it is, the work they put into developing these oils. It's just amazing. We won't get into all of that, but let's just start off with, first of all, we're going to start with sleep. And it's so important because how we start our day depends on how well we slept, okay? Our bodies need sleep to function properly, and it's so crucial in order for us to make good decisions, in order for us to handle the day. We have to get sleep, and for many of us it is elusive and it's very frustrating, okay? But there really are some oils, some very natural ways that can help you, and I want to share with you two of my very, very favorites: lavender and peace and calming. Lavender has been used for years. You probably heard a lot about it, okay? But we're talking about the very natural one that comes straight from the plant, okay? It hasn't been enhanced with synthetic fragrances that makes it really sweet. It's coming straight from the plant. And when you get that kind of lavender, it's calming. It has relaxing properties. You can put it on your pillow, you can put it on your mattress, you can wrap it in your clothes, you can add it to a handkerchief, okay? That's how years ago, how people they use a lavender plant in their handkerchiefs, kind of like a portable diffuser. You can use it in aromatherapy for sleep and relaxation. And it's just as simple as using it in a diffuser, putting it on your hands and just breathing it in, or applying it on your chest or your neck or your feet at night. But it's kind of like a kind, gentle grandmother. I mean, she's there wherever you need her. I mean, strong and steady and welcoming. I mean, lavender, you always want to carry with you. It calms emotions. If you've got racing thoughts, it's just very, very grounding. It's known as a Swiss Army knife of oils. And I think it's a must-have for every home, because in addition to sleep, it's what we grab to soothe it. If we've got bites or we've got scrapes or If you have issues with respiratory, especially if there's a lot of pollen flying around, it soothes the skin. If you get too, really great if you get too much sun. And then peace and calming is the one that I was introduced to almost 40 years ago. Not 40 years ago, about 20 some years ago when it came out, because it's just a lovely, really slightly sweet blend of tangerine, orange, lang lang, patchouli, and blue tansy. And it's a favorite because it is extremely calming for the emotions. It can signal overtired and overworked body systems, that it's kind of safe to kind of release your stress and your defenses. And just a quick sniff, man, just really changes uh, your mood. And because it has such a nice aroma, it's a really good choice for daily perfume. I just love to just dab it on that way. But also it just makes everything in the room kind of calm, even those that are around you. It's amazing using it when in a room full of kids or children that are kind of tense or frustrated, just by having that and wearing it or diffusing it, how they tend to calm down a little bit. I'm going to share a sheet that has a lot of lifestyle refresh habits that you can use, different ways that you can use these oils. We don't have time here to go into all of them, but I'll just share a couple, because I think I mentioned like lavender and peace and calming at nighttime. You can just rub them on the bottom of your feet. You can also like mix a little bit and spray it onto your bed. You can take like 10 drops of lavender and peace and calming, add it into a cup of Epsom salts, and put it just in a bath. Very, very, very relaxing. And I've got several more ideas that are on the handout that we'll give out. But let's go on. Let's talk about how to take care of your skin. Lavender is going to come up again here, as is frankincense, because when you look at someone that has healthy glowing skin, you say, is it Botox? Or it could just be they're using lavender and frankincense. And when we say Frank is the BFF of skincare, that's a good reason for that, because frankincense is an antioxidant powerhouse, makes it incredible for health, for skin, just as lavender is. And keep in mind, your skin is the largest organ, and the skin on our faces takes the most hits of the day. I mean, sunshine, the wind, the things that are floating in the air, all the cosmetics and things that we put on it, and then, causes all the natural processes of aging. So our skin simply drinks in all the rich antioxidants of frankincense when we put it on there, and that kind of makes up for all the other stuff that's been hitting that. So the skin loves it. I mean, and it's really good for fine lines, for wrinkles, for skin tone color. It helps with all of these things. And then again, lavender is another one that the skin just loves for beauty and for first aid. Okay, lavender is so gentle and calming on the skin. It can really promote the skin's regeneration and healing. And this is why it makes lavender a key player in our wellness kits. I always want to have it with you, especially if you're going to be out in the sun. If there are a lot of outdoor pests that are getting around you, okay, grabbing a bottle of lavender is helpful. Or maybe you grab a hot pan, or you get out, and get out, or you get out in the sun too much and it's irritated. Lavender is so soothing when you put it on. And you notice that we talked about lavender in our sleep section, and now we're talking about here because it just has so many health benefits. But when you add this to your skincare, it's so simple. You can just use it like 1 or 2 drops in a bottle of a jojoba oil or something, and just dab it on in the morning or in the evening. Make a little serum there. You can put a little of the frankincense on your forehead, and then put your moisturizer on, or mix it in with your moisturizer. I like to put just a little lavender into my mascara. Or you can take an empty mascara bottle and put some lavender in there with a little of like a jojoba oil or coconut oil, and that really helps with thinning lashes and helps to kind of nourish your lashes. There's so many other lifestyle habits. Again, those will be on the sheet that I will make available to you. One of my favorite ways of using, especially during this time of the year with the oils, is for breathing easy. And Raven, lavender again, lemon, peppermint, these are all oils. And then literally they are a breath of fresh air. Okay. Whether you're struggling with seasonal air quality issues, maybe you're feeling a little stuffy and you need to open up, and maybe you just need more support for your airways, these 4 oils are going to really be a help. I mean, Raven is an amazing essential oil blend because it contains camphor, the active ingredient in a lot of the over-the-counter chest rubs. Unfortunately, the over-the-counter rubs contain synthetic camphor and some other products that aren't really good for your health. However, this is the real stuff. Okay, Raven contains Ravinsara, which is the real camphor that you need. Eucalyptus radiata. It has lemon in it, has peppermint and wintergreen, and so it's so crisp, it's so refreshing, and it's a go-to when we need to really breathe easy, no side effects. Okay, and then again, lavender comes up because it's calming and it's soothing to the respiratory system. Okay, so again, think about lavender. It has those chemical messengers that are very calming. And it just feels like it's just really soothing things down. And then when you add lemon in it, it's really great in your do-it-yourself chest rubs, using it into the diffuser, make rollers with it when you want to breathe easy. Lemon's just a natural mucolyptic, okay? So it helps to break up all the little stuff that settles in our chest when our defenses go down and our air quality tends to lower. And so again, you can use these things without worrying about side effects, and also worrying about them affecting just the symptoms. You want to actually support your body as your body heals itself. Okay. So when you need a feeling that's crisp or cool breeze, then grab your peppermint. Okay. This mini oil is just cooling, cleansing. It is such a favorite for so many because it helps to open up and soothe the airways. And it just feels lovely for a lot of people on warm skin. Some people, when they put it on, it may be a little warm for them. So you might want to put on a little coconut oil or V6 oil on top of it. But many people like to use it straight or neat, as we often call it. But it's a great addition if you're going to make a little chest rub. And again, it's just not going to be any side effects. It's one you can put like 20 drops of it into your Epsom salt, soak in the tub. That's going to support your airways as well. And we've got some ideas where you can make a roller ball. You can make inhalers. I'd like to talk to you about those as well. They're very, very easy to make, very safe to make, and it's another good way to support your health without sabotaging it. Of course, there's going to be those times when we're just not going to be feeling the way we want to feel. So I like to call these my get well oils: Thieves, Digest, and Panaway. These 3 oils are the trifecta of your health tools, of your wellness toolbox, of your immune support, because it's immune support, digestive support, for tension and pain support. These 3 oils are in the starter bundle for a really good reason, because they really need to be a key part of your wellness arsenal. Thieves is the go-to oil for kicking all the icky stuff out of our bodies and out of our homes. Okay, this germ-fighting blend combines rosemary, lemon, eucalyptus radiata, cinnamon bark, and clove. Each of these oils has cleansing and purifying properties, making Thieves a powerhouse of immune health. You can diffuse it, you can apply it, you can ingest the Thieves Vitality, same oil, but it's been approved for ingestion. So you can do it all kinds of ways. This blend was formulated based on research that was recorded in the archives of the British Museum Library about a group of about 14th century European perfumers. They were spice traders, and they kind of rubbed these oils and herbs on themselves when they were robbing the dead, and they weren't getting sick, okay? And so that's how they kind of got this formula. And so when you look at this, just one sniff of it, you kind of get it. And do some study in PubMed just to research all these oils and find out how powerful a blend this is. course, Digest is my favorite for digestive support. Keep this at the top of your toolbox, okay? Because it's so full of digestive herbs like tarragon, ginger, peppermint, juniper, fennel, lemongrass, anise, patchouli. They all work together in synergy to really support the digestive system. And whether you need to be getting things moving or you need to really soothe that digestive upset that you might have going on, it is perfect to use. It is so easy to use. You can just use a drop of it in your water. It doesn't taste the greatest, but I like to just put a drop under my tongue because I can immediately feel the difference. And then when you need just a little TLC for those tension in your aches and the muscles and the joints and all that stuff is going on, and you just got so many discomfort, and you're feeling really exhausted, Panaway is the one that's going to be your friend. It's cooling because it has a blend of clove in it, helichrysum, peppermint, and wintergreen. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, it rivals with any over-the-counter muscle rub. Okay. Besides that, you're not going to have any synthetic chemicals in it, and you're not going to get any negative side effects from using it. But it is so, so amazing. And I mean, there's so many ways that you could use these. Like these, you can just add a drop to hot water for a nice cooling tea that's going to be really boosting for your immune system. You can keep the Digest, you can make a happy belly roller, and just kind of put it into a roller and rub it right on your tummy with some of the other oils like lemon and peppermint, and put a little coconut oil in there if you want to, or another carrier oil, or just rub it plain on your tummy when you're in the bathroom. I like to use it that way. And again, they work really well as a bath soak with your Epsom salts. They're just great that way. Let's talk just a little bit about ways to refresh your spaces. We want to keep our homes crisp. We want them to be clean. We want them to smell good, okay? But we want to do it safely. And so citrus fresh and lemon are perfect, okay, when it comes to generally having a way to have it feel bright, uplifting, cleansing, purifying, and calming. And it does all that to the emotions as well. So while it smells great, it's also working with your emotions. These oils are in a lot of do-it-yourself cleaning recipes because you can make it into simple sprays. It's easy to use in your laundry. It's easy to use with your dishes. It's easy to use with a diffuser. Diffusing is just an incredible health habit, okay? If you haven't learned to use a diffuser effectively, and you want a good one, so I'll talk to you about that as well. But not only will your home, your office, your car smell amazing, you're going to get support that is specific to the needs of your body system at the same time, okay? So use citrus fresh or lemon in the diffuser, make your home smell good, but at the same time, you're boosting your immune system because lemon is bright, it's fresh, it's purifying, kind of like a ray of sunshine, okay? And like the other citrus oils, okay, it is very high in limonene, okay? Limonene is a constituent that loves the immune system, and it makes it a really great choice, again, for why you want to use it in a lot of your cleaning products as well. Citrus Fresh is a blend of citruses because it has orange, grapefruit, mandarin, tangerine, lemon, and spearmint. So it's perfect in a diffuser and also great for cleaning as well. The citrus oils are cleansing and happy, and just a slight hint of that mint in there just makes this blend just really fresh, okay, and crisp. I like to add just a couple of drops to the laundry soap or to my dryer balls. Okay, that way I can get rid of the dryer sheets that are so toxic to our health. It's really great when you use it in the Thieves household cleaner as well. And just diffusing this, if you've got a group of people that are coming, it just lifts everyone's attitude. Interesting tip, a lot of stores will use the citrus aroma because they know it makes people want feel better and they want to buy more. Okay, so it has a lot of power there. And there's so many other lifestyle refresh habits that I could share with you. It's another one that you could spray on your sheets if you really want, a linen spray, as well as really lifting your emotions during bedtime. And let's talk just a little bit about how to calm the heart. A lot of things are going on. Today I got some disturbing news about a cousin, and I find myself going to Valor and Stress Away all the time. If you're feeling tired or dragging through the day, if you feel like coffee or you're tempted to get sugar, sodas, all kind of sugar to kind of keep you going, but you know that the extra calories aren't good for you and you're going to crash later on. These are two of my favorites, okay, because they're so energizing and so balancing. They'll help you when you're having to drive early, and or you find yourself you're working and you're just not focusing the way that you want to focus. Just, you know, you can quickly grab peppermint, which is also a great way to do it. But I also, and citrus fresh works great as well. But I really do love using my Valor, because I just think Valor is just um, so grounding in the oils that are included in it. And then the stress away, there's just not enough. It is exactly what it says, because it has kind of a little lime mixed in with vanilla. And if you have not experienced this, if you have it already, get it out, do a drop, just do a few little deep breaths. If you haven't, and I'll say this now, if many of you are on here and you have not had the opportunity of experiencing any of these oils, let me know. We can get some samples out to you so that we can make sure that you are able to really experience the power of these, as we're only able to talk about it on the Zoom today. Let's talk just a little bit about energizing your day, okay? I know we talked about grounding with the Valor, a little bit of that. But when we talk about energy, okay, we want to make sure that we're getting energy that's supporting our body and we're not doing something that in the long run is going to harm our body. So that is why that peppermint is so very powerful. They did research. They found that students did a lot better when they were inhaling the scent of peppermint while they were doing their test. Unfortunately, many of the teachers thought it meant to give them a peppermint candy, and that didn't work, okay? Because again, they were giving them the sugar, which, you know, didn't work well at all. But the aroma of peppermint is very energizing. We like to make sure we have it in the car because it really helps us to stay awake when we're having to do long drives in it as well. And then I can't talk about energy without mentioning Ningxia Red. This supplement is so important for our energy levels that we can run an entire health challenge on this. And we do. We have a health challenge. Many of us have done that because it is so powerful, okay, in terms of providing you with nutrition, supporting your immune system, supporting your hormonal health, supporting your endocrine system. It has the highest known protection against dangerous superoxide free radicals, okay? It has the antioxidant power of, get this, okay, 4 pounds of carrots, 2 quarts of carrot juice, 8 oranges, 1 pint of orange juice, 2 pounds of beets, 2 cups of beet juice, 3 cups of raspberry, 2 cups of blueberries, and that's combined. Now, I like all that, but I can't eat all of that, even in one day. But that's all the antioxidant power that you're getting in Ningxia on a daily basis. It's a puree, it's not a juice. And so it balances the blood sugar and supports you in times when I am unable to eat or even unable to keep food down, whether that's going through some really grief things going on with me and things like that. Ningxia Red is what has kept me going. And you can add like your peppermint to it in the morning and just have a shot of Ningxia and peppermint, and oh, it's nothing like it to get you going. It's something that really, really makes a difference in your daily routine, especially when we're talking about our need for nutrition. Um, and then finally, one of the best ways to really refresh your environment, refresh your health, is learning to use a diffuser, okay? And we have two I'll just talk about today. There's others, but before I get going, I want to make sure you understand that our diffusers are guaranteed for a year. And many of them, like this desert mist, has been tested so it can be dropped. It's like child-proof, animal-proof, okay? And so you will see a difference when you have a really good diffuser. But diffusing is quite possibly one of the easiest health habits to start. Not only will your home, your health, your car smell great, as we mentioned before, but you're going to need that TLC for your respiratory support. You give your space a spa-like vibe. You can open your airways, as we mentioned before, with either the raven or the lemon or the lavender. Maybe you're feeling stressed, so you can put in your peace and calming or the stress away. If you're having trouble at night, calming your thoughts, you might try the frankincense or the lavender, kind of put you in kind of that zen space that gets you good right on to sleep. So there's just a wonderful way to get the oils into your space and also support your health. So I'm just going to talk to you about a couple, as I mentioned before. I think many people think of the queen of diffusers as being the Aria, okay? Because this is one of Young Living's most popular products, because it's really beautiful, it's functional, it's elegant, it's crafted from American maple, has this beautiful glass, and the Aria, it just looks great when you're using it. It's just very, very, very stylish, okay? And you can also, it allows you to combine music, and so you can have ambient sound, plus you get the benefits of the essential oils. So it just gives you this great sensory experience. The other favorite is the desert mist, and this is one that's tried and true. As I mentioned before, I think it's childproof, pet proof, it's beautiful, it's functional, and it's a great option if you want to create a little fun or some seasonal decor, because you can kind of take off the cover and put the base like in a galvanized pumpkin, or put it in a tin house, or put it in a basket and run the cord kind of out the back. Some people like to decorate the outside of that cover in many, many different ways. So it's a lot of things that you can do with it. But I just think it's kind of a romantic Moroccan trellis pattern on the outside. It's just a lovely white and gold color scheme, and just fits any style. It functions. What's wonderful is it's like a humidifier, an atomizer, and an aroma diffuser all in one, and it's very simple product, and you can get different colors that it will do. It's just great for anyone, especially if you want to get started and have that going. And you can put your favorite oil in it. It takes like 4 to 8 drops, depending on the size of the diffuser, the size of the room, and you just add water. It's so simple to use, so easy to use. And I have them running in every room. I always had it in my office. And there's just so many different things you can do to create different aromas for different moods that you're in, or if you want it to have a different fragrance. It's so easy to do. I've got probably about 10 different diffuser blends in the handout that I'll give to you, that kind of show you like if you want one for the nighttime, you'd put 6 drops of lavender in with 5 drops of peace and calming. It's just that easy to blend. So you can get that when you get the handout from me. I do want to tell you, if you're getting the premium starter bundle, there's little fun surprises in there as well, because you also get a hand sanitizer sachets, you'll get the thieves spray, and you'll get some roller fit mitts. And the sanitizer is hands down, I didn't mean that as a pun, okay, but it's a favorite sanitizer. we want to wash our hands. That's important, but sometimes it's not always possible. And a hand sanitizer cleans your hands without allowing them to be dry or stinging. But many of the hand sanitizers are very, very toxic, and it's caused more problems with people's health because they're constantly putting that on their skin. Again, all that is going into the bloodstream. So this is a hand sanitizer that's ingredients are very, very safe. It has aloe in it, a little glycerin in it, plus the essential oils. So it's also protecting your health as well. Okay, because they're using the plants and the thieves essential oil to help you. And then the thieves spray, I love it because it replaces that very toxic spray that all of us grew up on, that we spray everything down with. Okay, it's a convenient way to clean and freshen your surfaces at home. You just spray it on your steering wheels, your restaurants, your doorknobs, everything. But again, it is not toxic, okay, in what they're using. So it's very safe for you, for your pets, for children. And then you're going to get some roller fit mitts, and these are little handy things that you can put on the bottles, and then you can just roll them on. Okay, so if you want to just put it on top of your Stress Away and then or your Valor, and you can just roll it on. It's just really, really, really easy to use. All that does come with this particular kit. And again, I've got some more lifestyle refresh habits or easy ways for you to use it and get a benefit from those items as well. But let me just, before we end, talk about how to get it the best buy. This premium starter bundle is like an introduction for many people. And again, if you have yours there and you're not taking advantage of everything in that bundle, get it out, okay? And let's get going, because that bundle is going to have your diffusers in it, okay? Whether you get the desert one or the Aria diffuser, it's got frankincense in it. And keep in mind, frankincense can be almost $80 by itself, okay? It's got lavender, lemon, peppermint, citrus fresh, digest, everything we've talked about. It has Thieves, Vitality, it has Panaway, Peace and Calming in their Raven, it has Stress Away in their Valor. You'll get 2 of those Aromaglide Fit Mitts. You get Thieves spray in there. You're going to get 10 of the hand sanitizer sachets. You're going to get 2 Ningxia Red singles. All of this, okay, all of this for only $165, less than half, okay? So Best Buy, whatever, you get this many oils for this kind of price. And all the things that you can do, you'll have everything you need to take care of your home and your health, all your systems supported in just those few oils. It's really the best way, the most cost-effective way that I have known, and that's how I got started. And then if you want to maximize it, you really want to save even more, because you really know that you're going to be on this path of really improving your health, then you'll definitely want to take advantage of our loyalty rewards. It saves money, you get free products, and you get such an amazing discount, okay, when you do that. And it's so easy because every month you can just customize what you're going to need. If you order 50 PV a month, you're going to get credits, you're going to get free product, and you're going to get the free product is what we call like the gifts with the purchase. And every month you can edit and get what you need. And the longer that you're on the program, the more discount, the more loyalty rewards you get each month, starting at 10% the first order, meaning you get 10 points for every $100 that's spent. And each point works as $1 that you get to spend, up to when you're making 25% for every 100. So you're making $25 worth of spending power. It's just amazing. So please, if you're not doing the loyalty rewards, talk to me so we can make sure you're getting the best buy, the most for your money in doing that. I do want to thank you so much for being with me today. Here's a QR code. It's just easy to shoot that with your phone. It'll take you to all the products we talked about, take you to those kits in the bundle so you can see them yourself. And remember, if you registered, I'll be sending you out a replay of of this class that we've done. And I'll also send you out the 2 handouts that we have for them, which has a lot more DIY ideas and recipes on it, and some of the notes of the many things that we talked about. I want to thank you so much again for being with me today. And I encourage you so much to take charge of your health, refresh, okay, during this new spring, and do what's best for you and for your family. And you can do that when you switch out what's toxic, okay, and bring in the pure plant oils that God intended us to use for our bodies. Have a great, great day, and enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you next time.